All right. I did it right this time. Welcome, everybody, to the Hobby CNC with Dave show. We're doing a little show and tell tonight, and I do mean little because I didn't have very many people send me pictures. But we'll show what we got and talk about a few other things along the way here. So let me bring in my crew. I know. Let me turn this off. There's my buddy Ryan. He snuck in here. Mr. Paul's here. And we have Mr. Schuster joining us tonight from Sidewinder Drums.
Howdy.
And I think we'll have another pop-in guest here in a little bit too. They're running a little behind, but I sent them a link, and I think they will be joining a little bit later as well. So welcome, everybody. Looks like, I swear, every week it looks like we've got some new folks out there, new names. So welcome anybody that's new. How many are new? If this is your first time watching, put a comment and say newbie or whatever, or first time watcher, whatever, in the chat so we can know. As I was scanning through the comments, as I like to do while we're running the intro, I saw we got a few questions.
Robin said to check your email.
Okay. The one that I said to send it to?
I don't know. She just said check your email.
Okay. Well, I have to look on my phone because the other email that I put out, just to keep stuff from getting all junked up in there, the email that okay, yeah, I see it. Okay, so she sent some pictures. Cool. Let me forward these to the other email, and then I'll be able to get them. Here we go. All right, well, good. I don't know what those are because I haven't opened them up yet, but we'll see. But okay, the one in the description box. Okay, yeah, that's the one I try to give out to everybody, but I don't even have it set up on my computer because if I did, I'd get loads of spam and stuff, and I get that anyway on the other account. So I'm trying to whenever I'm sending, telling people to send me stuff, I give them that other email, and then that way it doesn't clog up this one. But all righty, let's see. We got some questions start over here already. We'll do a few of those before we start the show and tell stuff. Robin says, Dave, are you growing your beard back? No. I shaved this morning. Have I got a shadow already? Usually you can't see my shadow because it's all gray. So, but no, won't be growing that back for a while. I don't like to grow one. It's going to start getting warm here, what our weather people are saying. So getting my summertime look going. So, and let's see here. Larry's got a question. He says, I have a 36 volt power supply connected to two DM542T drivers. How many volts do I need to adjust my power supply to? I think the driver says 20 to 50 volts. Well, I don't know what it's set by from the factory. If it's a 36 volt, it may be set about that. But you could set it for 36 volt or try to get it as close to that as you can, and it should be fine. The main thing is on your drivers, how you have your dip switches set up for how many amps you want to run. And I probably, just so happens, I still have that folder over here from when I was showing this stuff last week. Let's see, where is it? Ah, there it is. Yeah, let I'll just share this real quick. This is a DM542T. And I think,
But
see if I can get this a little bigger here. Oops.
it's not showing up yet, Dave.
Oh,
Not
okay.
showing up, Dave.
Okay. Well, come on now. Is anybody over there seeing it?
There you go. Now I see it.
There we
Yep.
go.
Yep.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know whether it's a YouTube thing or a StreamYard thing or what, but this stuff is not working like it used to. It used to always be much quicker than that. But it's like you share screen and it takes it a minute to show up over there. Anyway, I got this zoomed in. Now that I've scrolled up, it'll take a minute to. I'm looking over here on YouTube to see it come up. Okay. There we go. Finally made it. This is what I'm talking about, Larry. If you look at your switches, the first three switches, which are, well, I guess you can see this thing maybe moving around in a minute. It's all, man, everything's so slow. It tells you how to set your first three switches, SW1, 2, and 3. And so, depending on how you want to set them, that's how you would set those first three. And you just need to make sure that your voltage is set enough to where, high enough that you can achieve that with what you've got connected to it. So, man, I don't know what's going on with that screen share. It's going to be a long night if it's going to be doing this again. See, I'm showing this thing. This is really starting to tick me off because it's showing, I'm getting that little thing saying connection is fairly good. If you're on a Wi-Fi, try plugging in your, I'm on the office computer. I'm not using Wi-Fi here. I don't know what's going on here.
It's all good.
Yeah, we'll continue on and hope that it's not too laggy.
Well, in other news, I brought my stylist tonight.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Maybe. Chances of getting banned are a lot less tonight.
They're severely reduced now.
Could be. I could just.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Let's see. Henry's got something. He says, I'm a newbie. I sent a picture, I think. Let's see. Let's see if it's come in.
I think Keith sent you something too.
Oh, yeah. Now you guys wait till the damn show starts before you send pictures.
Well, they
only had a week.
There was only a couple there, so the people feel bad for you.
Yeah. To me, it's worse to have people wait until we get going because now I got to do all this different shenanigans to get them to where I can show them. I'd rather just show what I got and because I have those queued up.
Gotcha.
But let me all right, somebody's gonna have to fill some time while I go play while I go find some pictures. So I'll just
well, we can find out how Ryan's barn is coming.
Yeah, why don't you talk about your shop? And Rob didn't send me any pictures, but I'll bet you he might have some that he could screen share, or am I wrong?
No, I did that puzzle drum. We've all seen that, and I haven't done much since. Well, I've started a bunch of things since then.
Okay, all
but
right.
Nothing is finished. Though I do have a good story about something I cut this morning.
Okay, well, why don't you go ahead and between you and Ryan, you guys fill some dead air here,
Okay,
and I'll go on email duty here.
I'll go first.
Yeah.
So, you know me, I like to do one-off things. I don't do the same thing over and over. But the exception is I do make police badges for our local police department. I'm kind of the go-to guy when there's a retirement or some big event. So I got an order for 2 badges, and it uses a 30-degree V-bit for some of the raised text I do and stuff. And by chance, after Christmas, I finally ordered a downtown Jenny quarter-inch end mill, which I already had several of his bits of Cody's bits, but I didn't have that one yet. So I got that one. And along with that, he sent a special surprise. I have a prototype of the downcut V30. So I figured, hey,
Ooh,
I'm going to try this
nice.
out. And I always, in the past, I use those cheap little 30-degree 1/8-inch mills that they're not very good, but they're cheap and you use them a few times and throw them away. And I figured this would be a good test. And I figured, okay, so I'll use that prototype. And I figured I'll do one bit with that and one bit with the other one. And I did the first badge, and I thought, I can't do the second badge with the cheap bit now because this looks so darn good. That downcut, it doesn't chip. It is so clean. I still might do a quick video on that though. I don't know, but
Cody's hitting a home run with it, huh?
oh man, that is so good. It's the prototype. It doesn't have the special coating on it and stuff, so it's not quite as good, but wow, that thing cuts so good. Yeah. That's one of the first free things I ever got in the world for CNC stuff. YouTube channel, I think are all free sponsors. This is the first thing I ever got. So thank you,
awesome.
Cody. Good job, by the way. Really
That's
good job. I love that thing.
Very cool. Yeah, I can't wait till he puts them out that we can all get them. So it's going to be a good one. So
I guess he can chime in. I think he's within a few weeks.
Yeah. He's out there in the chat right now. He said it was pretty awesome hearing about what you said. So right before you started even talking about it, he was asking if you had a chance to use it yet.
Yeah, used it today the first time. I just opened it a few days ago. He sent it to me a while back, and I hadn't even opened the package. So he was probably thinking I was ghosting him, and he sent me some free something. I had no idea yet. But I appreciate it. Cody's a good guy. He lives nearby, so I stopped by his house to get the first bits the first time. So I've seen his little shop and met him face to face. And yeah, he lives about an hour away or less, and then he lives about 5 minutes from my son's house. So
and you didn't offer to put the door trim up for him?
We did talk about that. That was a long time ago. Yes, that did come up.
That's awesome. Very cool. Well, there's major shop progress happening this weekend. So far this week we've put insulation all the way down both walls, except for where the walk door is. That little bay doesn't have any insulation in it yet. Today I put we put the plastic over the I guess it's considered the north side of the building on the wall, and we have all the wall girts except for the very top row. So there's a good chance that tomorrow we'll actually have some plywood up on the wall. So I went out there today and got all the rest of the 2x4s that were needed, and all the plywood that was needed, and we're going to town. So it's we're making progress, definitely. And for some reason, I don't know why, I put a 2x8 on the one bay. It's like something big and heavy is going to hang there.
I wonder what it could be.
I don't know. Somebody's going to have to keep score. Yeah, I can't wait for that thing to be up on the wall. But I figured hanging it off of a 2x4 going across a 10-foot span, let's add a little bit of extra oomph up there. So it mounted a big old 2x8 up there, and should be all right. Got it all screwed and decked in there. Oh, welcome, Mr. Dave Catton. Hey,
Okay.
This is the first time you've ever been on this show. It's called Hobby CNC with Dave.
Yeah.
Welcome. Why
Thank
don't you
you.
tell us about yourself?
Now I see. I'm looking at the questions you got pinned here, and I see Keith said he emailed a picture. I have not got it. at either email address. And Henry Scrollsaw said he sent a picture, he thinks, and I have not got that either. So anyway, let's welcome Alan. He's joining us tonight. How you doing, Alan?
Doing
What's
well.
going
Thank
on,
you.
sir?
Greetings.
I wanted to have Alan on because he is one that sent me some pictures, and I thought I have him kind of queued up over here, and I thought, well, I might as well get him to come on here because he's probably going to be watching anyway. We'll just get him to talk about it. But anyway, I'm going to start with, well, let's see here if we got anything else I need to cover over here. JR, thank you for the super chat. You are the man, buddy. Okay. Yeah, if you get guys that said you sent pictures, you can try sending them again, but unless I don't know, because that's why I was taking so long. I checked both my phone.
What's the email address? Keith sent me a message for it, and I was guessing.
Well, the one that I had in the description is davegatton@hotmail.com.
At Hotmail, okay, that's what I thought.
And
Like
if they
for
know
Gmail.
if they know the other email address, which I don't like to mention because that's when I get a bunch of spam. But if you're somebody that already knows that email, you can send it to that one. But I have I try to turn these annoying things, ringers and all this kind of stuff off, and then I can't hear when the email comes through. So that's why I keep stressing. If you're going to send me pictures, send them before the show starts, for crying out loud. This is just too much like work. All right. I'm going to start off with some photos that Robin just sent because they're already kind of queued up since I was just looking at them here.
From what Rob was talking about, looks like the 30 degrees are in production right now. So,
Sweet.
I guess probably a couple of weeks we'll maybe be able to get a hold of some of those.
Yeah, and since you had that guy's picture up here, that guy is this guy who is also the sponsor for our weekly live giveaway, Mr. Cody Elkins. So thank you, Cody, for doing that every week. And let's I knew I was forgetting something. I hadn't set up the giveaway tool yet. But let me see what he said.
There you go, Chris. Now you know where to go pick them up at. CadenceMFGDesign.com.
Yeah, and tonight, where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Of course, here's his whole lineup.
Look,
if you want to check that out. Let's see if I can get a hashtag put in here while that's running.
That is pretty.
Okay, so, and now we're going to be, tonight, it's going to be the 1/8 inch downtown Jenny. So
I just got one recently.
They're
pretty.
What did I do with the...
That's a great bit. I have used one of those a lot. Does a super job.
I've got a project that's all ready to cut, and now
So that means that tonight's hashtag is going to be hashtag downtown. So we will be drawing that a little later tonight. So
well, type away.
Right. Jerry says that he normally sits it out, but he needs one of those.
Okay.
Sign up.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Let me check, see if we got the, we got the entries popping in there. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's take a look and see what Robin's in here. Let me get some of this stuff queued up. What the heck here? Why didn't it? Okay, we got them right here. Now let's see how the screen share is going to work out. Let me click add to screen and then look over here on YouTube and see how long it takes for that to.
Well, I'm not seeing any in StreamYard yet. Nope.
Man, what in the heck is going on?
You broke it, Dave.
I don't know what's going on.
Ta-da!
There it is.
Is it showing up over there now? There. Okay, I see it now. All right, so I don't think Robin told me any info about these. Let's see. Oh yeah, I guess she did. She says, "Hi Dave, here are some pictures of a star bowl I made with my Pegasus 21-inch scroll saw. I glued tiny tumbling tower blocks all together first. And then I painted them in a coastal farmhouse colors. Then using my scroll saw, I cut out all the pieces and glued them together. Here's how it turned out, and I think it looks awesome. What do you think?" All right, well, let's, I'm going to go through these and I hope they'll turn up. Let's see what kind of delay we got on the YouTubes over there.
That's cool.
There we go. There's the second picture.
Sweet.
All right. That Robin, she's a crafty little person, isn't she?
Lots of color.
Okay, I guess I'm doing these in the wrong order, of course. But that's yeah, so I guess they start out like this. I guess she's got them glued together then, and then they become like this. Lots of color.
So is that made like by just cutting out the shape and then cutting out the shape inside the shape and rotating them as you glue them together? I'm guessing. Like,
Yeah, I think
was one
that's
board.
I've got one now. Mine's not all colored like that. Mine's just regular plywood, I guess. But back when I still had my scroll saw, I made one of those that, and that's kind of how you do it. You cut a bunch of those out and then set them on top of one another and turn them just a little bit so you can see how where it goes back here, that's where it's coming forward here, and they'll overlap just enough to hold with the glue. All right, Robin. Well, thank you for sending those in.
That's pretty cool.
That's let me get something else queued up over here. Let's go with these. This is something I was sent, and I don't know if there's any. I'm just going to start here and click through them. I don't know if there's any kind of order I'm supposed to go through or not. But these are from Marcelo.
There it goes.
He's been working on some more. I don't know whether these are cutting boards or charcuterie boards or whatever you call them.
Oh, they're beautiful.
But he
Jeez.
does lots of inlays. And as you can see from the pictures here, whenever YouTube decides to cooperate.
That is ridiculous.
I know. I don't know what the heck is going on.
Look how thin those lines are. That is insane. Oh yeah,
It's still, is it showed up on YouTube on anybody's screen yet? It still hadn't showed up on mine.
Nada.
Nope.
I'll try to refresh the screen.
I can only see it, and you guys can.
Yeah, I don't know what
All
in
right,
the world.
Marcelo's work is too pretty for YouTube, I guess. Man, that is awesome. Everybody should be jealous because I can see it right now and you guys can't.
Well, I guess I don't know what's going on here. Let me check my I'm going to do some check. Yeah, my Wi-Fi's turned off, and it's connected to the router thing there. Unless my router that's not very old is starting to
Try
take a
refreshing
dump
it
on me.
again. Refresh the thing again. Didn't that what worked last time?
Well, the YouTube is what I was. Let me try taking this out and putting it back in. Let me just stop the screen and see if I can.
Oh, it looks like it's trying to. Well, it was trying to for a second.
Hey,
There you go.
Okay, there we go. Finally, we're crying out loud. This is getting ridiculous. I'm gonna have to. I did something different then, and I don't know why it would make a difference because I always click share screen and then hit entire screen. But this time, since I had to restart it, I just put window and it worked a lot quicker. So who knows? I'll continue to do it that way and see if that helps. But anyway, these are, I don't know, is Marcelo out there?
I haven't seen Marcelo
Let's
today.
see if he, and he sent these like a week or two ago. And I've just kind of been hanging on to them until I have some more to show. Let's see if I can find his email and see if he has any. Here we go. He says, "Hi, Dave. Hope you're doing well. Been enjoying your Saturday night show. Don't say much, but I listen and learn from it. Here are some new work that I've been working on. First 5 photos, and of course, I don't know which order these are supposed to be in, are trivet I've made. I don't think that's one of them. Let's see here. Probably that one.
Here you go. Oh, wow.
And is it showing up on? Oh, it's YouTube's working better now. Maybe we found the catch then. Maybe I need to stop using that other setting in there. So this is one of the trivets. So it says first 5 photos are trivet. I made 8-inch diameter with a V-bit carving on top. The next 3 are trivets with epoxy. All right, let's go through. There's another one. That's been V-carved. That has been V-carved.
It's a good looking design.
Okay, looks like these are. I'm trying to keep an eye on all these screens to make sure that's showing up on YouTube before I click off. Oh, come on, Dave. There we go. All right, there's another one. Okay. V-carved. And another one V-carved. Daggum it, I can't see that behind that. There we go. All right, now I think there's the ones with.
Wow.
Let's see what he says about these. He says, yeah, the next 3 are trivets with epoxy and crushed turquoise stone. And the last is my latest Inlay charcuterie board, 20 by 16, which I think that was the first one. I'll go back to that in a minute. So he's got this one. Those are just cool.
I love that effect.
I don't care who you are. Those are cool right there. Oh,
That's beautiful.
Yeah, Marcelo's really good at that inlay stuff. Okay, so he says, okay, let me go back to, I think that was the last one. Yeah, so let me go back to this one. And it's 20 by 16 made with black. Let me look. Yep, it's showing. Okay, I just want to make sure it's showing up on YouTube. Black walnut with cypress wood and also have an epoxy line around the details. So let's see if we can.
What?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you see it?
Jeez.
Yeah. That's really amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, the walnut was so dark. You have to, the way this picture is, you have to zoom in on it to see it. But man,
It just makes you want to go burn your machine down because that is insane.
yeah. It's stuff like this that makes me never try to do an inlay. That's just really cool stuff right there. All right. Thanks for sending those, Marcelo.
Yes.
Much appreciated.
Good job, Marcelo.
Now, let's see. I think it's safe to get that out of the way now. All right. Now we've got some pictures from my buddy, Mr. Allen from Big H Works. And I'm going to go ahead and show the pictures since I've got them queued up here, but I'll let you do the splaining.
Okay, gladly.
I've got your email printed out, and then a little while ago, I'm thinking, well, Alan's probably going to be watching. Let me just send him a link, see if I can get him to come on here where I won't have to do anything. So let me get these queued up from Alan here. Okay, and I did number these. I hope I have these in the right order, Alan, because I did number them.
No problem.
Based on your email here. So
while you're pulling those up, maybe I'll just give a little background. Several months ago, probably about 6 months ago, I got interested in fiber lasers. I wanted to be able to, one of my hobbies is machining metal and metal working. And I wanted a laser that would engrave or mark metal and of course other things. So I bought a so-called fiber laser, or sometimes it's referred to as a galvo laser. And the laser source is in a box that looks a bit like a workstation computer, and off the back of the box is a fiber optic cable. So the laser source is inside that box, and it brings the laser light up to a head, and the only moving parts on this laser are two mirrors in the head of the laser, and that's where the name Galvo comes from, because that head is all the long name for it is galvanometric. And that means that inside that head are two mirrors that oscillate, that they receive the beam and then they shoot it through a lens down on the work table. And so it's the beams that are moving. The mirrors point the beam where you want it to go. And the fiber laser that I chose happened to be one that's called a MOPA, and we won't get into that. It just means that there's a lot of extra parameters that you can adjust and to do the work that you'd like to do. And so it's been an interesting learning journey. I've had a big time learning some more software. It's also driven an interest in perhaps acquiring a CO2 gantry laser, which is a little bit different animal in the wavelength of that laser light is different than this fiber. The fiber laser, again, will engrave or mark metal and other materials as well. It really likes things that are not organic. It will do some leather and stuff like that, but it generally likes inorganic materials. For example, you can mark a piece of granite or a stone, or you can mark some stainless steel or titanium. You can color stainless steel and titanium and some other metals with it by adjusting all of these parameters. And the way that works is that's achieved through annealing the metal, and you change the structure of the metal through that annealing process, and it will adapt a color related to that. And so titanium does really well to color it, and then stainless does okay. So Dave, that's probably enough laser speak. We'll take a look at this knife.
Okay. I just learned quite a bit listening to you talk, Alan, because I never, I've heard people say I got a fiber laser, or I got a MOPA laser, or I got a galvo laser, and I never knew what all those terms mean. I just knew it meant it could do metal and inorganic stuff.
There's an additional description perhaps we should throw in. A fiber galvo laser can be a laser that's called, I think they call it a split source, or a MOPA. And the MOPA has about twice as many parameters that you can set versus the split one. They both essentially work about the same, but with the MOPA, you can adjust the frequency. By the way, this is a pulsing laser. Dave, your CO2 laser doesn't pulse. It's a solid beam.
Right.
Continuous beam is what I should say. So the fiber laser pulses, and so you can adjust the strength of the light. You can adjust the speed at which that the laser moves on the workpiece. You can also adjust the frequency of that pulsing, and you can adjust the length of the individual pulses. So you've got really 4 major components with the MOPA. The other fiber laser only really has 2, is speed and power. And so with the MOPA, you gain a little bit more opportunity to adjust and do things a bit differently. And it gets really, the physics of all of that is a bit challenging to me. And I'm trying to learn more about it.
Now, is the word MOPA, is that like an acronym for?
It's an acronym for something modulated, something or other. I could look it up for you here, but it is.
No, that's okay. I just figured that it had a meaning.
The word MOPA means that you can adjust the frequency of the pulse and the duration.
Okay.
And then to make things a little bit more complicated, depending on the light source that you buy, you can get additional energy level in the pulse. Some of them they come in 2 different strengths. And so, and of course, all that means that they cost more. So at some point, yeah. So,
okay. All right. Well, I'm going to try to get this.
Stands for Master Oscillator Power Amplifier.
there you go.
Okay. All righty.
So I'm a Lightburn user, and I use Lightburn, Dave, like you use Lightburn to run your CO2 gantry. I use Lightburn to run my fiber MOPA. It comes with a so-called EasyCAD 2 board, and Lightburn has adapted their software to allow me to use that to run that particular laser. So I did not even try to learn EasyCAD 2 because it's known to be a bit buggy, and it certainly is not, in my opinion, from what I saw about it, it certainly wasn't an easy interface and as elegant and as robust as Lightburn is. So here's the image that you're going to see that I marked on a knife blade. And notice that I use the word mark because that's important. With a fiber laser, you can ablate material, which means remove material, cut material, or you can tune it to where you're doing a very light touch annealing process, which will get you a mark instead of an ablation or removal of material. So I wanted to mark a knife blade, and this is just Lightburn.
Okay. Are you ready for me to move through?
Yeah, swap to the next one. So those are the settings that I use in this particular exercise to mark this knife blade. I just stuck them in here because up on the top of that block, you see speed, maximum power, frequency, and the pulse width. And I talked to that a moment ago. You can also set the line interval, and you can also control how the laser hatches the mark itself, how it travels. And you see in that little diagram there on the left that you see that crosshatch and with those arrows in it. And you can change that scan angle and tell it how many times you want it to run, etc. What's important to me, just a little background there, I'm going to present all this on YouTube, and I've got several video clips, and I intend to share the settings in the YouTube so that people that have a fiber MOPA laser can actually do this if they choose. It's been surprising to me in social media how stingy some people can be about their settings. I don't understand that. Perhaps it's because they spend a lot of money to buy a laser and they're trying to make a living, and so they're with the machines, so they're holding those settings close to their chest. I would rather people be a little bit more open and share the settings. So in the video that I will release fairly soon, I'm going to tell folks what the settings are to achieve what I did here. Dave, you want to flip to the next one?
Sure.
This is the bed of my fiber laser, and that's just an old drill press vise that I had here in a shop. And what you have to do is, like a CO2 gantry laser, you have to focus the laser, and so your workpiece needs to be perpendicular to the light beam. And so what I did was level that up to make sure that blade was perpendicular to the light source and level across the x-axis, if you will. And on my laser, I have an adjustable XY table that I can, and you see the knobs there. That allows me to tune in the XY to a point rather than trying to move it around by hand. I typically set it up and then I can adjust it. Let's take a look at the next one, Dave. This is the mark in process. Like I said, there's a video of this, but if you look on the BIG there, you see some little specks of light. And again, in this particular laser shot here, we're not ablating material, meaning we're not engraving, we're not etching. We're just annealing the material so that there are oxides that form, and we're getting an annealing effect, which then creates the color. And it goes a few thousandths deep. This particular knife blade is supposedly D2 steel, which has some heat treatment in it. And so you can imagine that if you're not careful, if you start ablating that or etching it too hard, putting a lot of heat in it to take material away, you could damage the quality of the knife edge. So for me, I would rather mark a knife rather than etch it. So there's, again, we don't see the action, but you just barely catch a hint of those lights that are doing the work. By the way, this fiber laser is extremely fast. It takes probably, I don't remember, it's probably less than a minute to do this, to run 2 passes. So that's cross-hatched. It'll run across one way and then it goes back across the other way. And that's one pass to achieve that cross-hatching. And then it'll do another pass to darken up the image that we're marking on this knife. So let's take a look and see how it turned out.
let me just say that those things are really cool to watch them the way to see them in action. So if you're not already, you should go to Big H Works YouTube channel and subscribe, because he'll be putting out a video on this, and you get to see it actually moving around. It's really cool the way these things work.
Yeah.
So here's the finished mark. This you see the Big H Works there. Again, that's not, if you ran your finger across that marking, you will not feel it. It's not detectable to the human nerves in your finger. It's slick because we didn't remove any material. We simply annealed that surface to give it that color. And so it turned out those settings actually work quite well. And if you were familiar with fiber lasers, first thing you would have noticed was that it was very slow for a fiber laser, and it was also very low power, because the laser I have is a 60-watt MOPA, which is not the hottest one, but it certainly is not the weakest one. So it's fairly hot, has a lot of power.
Yeah, don't those things start at around 20 watts or something?
Yeah,
like that?
20 is common, 30, 50, 60. Now you can buy them up to 80, I think, with a MOPA. And so, again, you don't need a lot of speed or power to do an annealing job there. And you also have to set the frequency and the pulse width at the right level as well. So those four parameters that you have to get set just so to make that happen.
Alan, that blade is what, 3 inches?
Probably. Let me hold it up here. Here it is, and I've got a rule here. Let me measure it.
Just looking for some size comparison, because
It's
so
3
clean.
inches. You got a good eye. That's what it is. It's 3 inches. 3
Wow,
inches long.
I look at that every day.
So, Dave, if you'll
Moving on.
Dave, it's time to move on. Show the next photo. So there's a straight on look at it. For me, it's remarkable that you can use a laser to mark steel like that.
That is so clean.
It's slick. It really is. I was shocked. When I get my video published, you're going to hear me give a lot of credit to a group of folks called Laser Everything, Alex Selty and friends, because they have a training course in YouTube about how to run galvo lasers, and without them, I would still be struggling. And so I've gotten to the point where I can do this sort of thing with no problem. And I'm moving on to some other things now to try to do some weird stuff, like cut some copper foil and get a good edge to the copper for a special application that I'm working on. So there's the photo. That you notice the difference. You see the sparks? That is an etching, an engraving. And so I don't remember the settings there, but you can see that the laser's raising cane on the blade. And what you see there is the actual removal of metal.
Yeah.
That's
Is this
surgical
knife
removal.
is this knife D2 steel as well, or is
It's a, I don't remember. It's here in the shop. Here it is. I don't know that my camera is going to let you see that very well. Let's see if I can back it up here. I'm sorry, this camera is not the best.
yeah?
But
But
again, this is a 3-inch blade, And if you were here and you could put your finger on that, you would find that that is engraved. There's been metal that was removed in the process. Now, the crisp edges are remarkable. It's like a surgical removal. That's the amazing part. The laser is so accurate. And so, yep, big difference between marking and engraving or ablating. And when you see a fiber laser with the big sparks like that, and by the way, it buzzes when it does. It's like an arc. You can hear the arc.
Kind
And
of
it's
like welding.
buzzing. Yeah, it buzzes away.
Yeah.
And the other thing about all of this, by the way, is you have to have a vent system. You don't want to breathe any of the off gas.
That's a picture of your
Yeah.
hose you got clamped up there.
Yeah, exactly. So that sucks this stuff. You know, when you're marking, I don't know that there's a lot of off gas, but when you ablate it, you're creating oxides of the metal and some nasty stuff coming off. So you want to get that away from you. The other thing you want to do, and I'm going to give a little pitch here, is this laser will blind you. And you really need to be cautious. I have a couple of pairs of these. If I have a visitor here in the shop, anytime that fiber laser is on, you wear safety glasses, and these glasses are certified, and you'll find some script on the glasses. I think you can see it here, that those are certified for a certain wavelength. And that happens to be for a wavelength of, I think it's 1,064 nanometers, which is the wavelength of that particular laser. And as you can imagine, some of the metals are more reflective than others. And if you're here in the shop, you may get a reflection off of that metal. And if that were to hit your retina, you could damage your vision. So these are fun to play with, but it's serious business. The other thing that I will tell you, you see the red line there? That's just a marker laser. That's like one you could buy as a laser pointer. That laser has a way to line the axis up, and it also will outline the cut when you want to frame it using light burn. But the actual laser light is not visible to the human eye. So you do not see the light. You cannot see it. You can see the effect. And that's what we see here in this photo, is we see the effect of the laser energy hitting that blade and ablating the metal away. So maybe that's enough said, Dave.
All righty. Well, thanks for sending it. This is something that I would love to get into eventually. Right now, I'm still just getting my feet wet with the CO2 laser, but this stuff, I love watching the videos, the way that those things just move so quick, and they're fun to watch to me.
I got to tell you, when I first hooked it up, I was messing around with EasyCAD. Fortunately, I had my glasses on, and somehow I pulled the trigger, and the thing started marking the work table on my laser. And it was buzzing away, and I managed to get it stopped. It didn't do any real damage, but it's a little bit of a journey to learn it. But Dave, you're already, the folks that have used a CO2 gantry and light burn are going to have a real leg up because of, number one, the software, and number two, you already have an understanding of how to manage a laser and do all of that stuff. This one is a little bit peculiar with all of the settings and with the calibration. A lot of people will buy these machines and set them up and expect it to run out of the box. and it will, but it will not do it with perfection. If you'll take the time to do all of the calibration that's required, it's amazing what the machine will do. And again, a plug for Alex Selty and friends, that Galvo laser course that they have is awesome because it teaches you how to do all of that. And it is, that part of it is a little bit complex, but it's certainly doable for people that have messed with CNCs and that sort of thing. So it's just, for me, it's kind of a natural extension of the CNC world that we love.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All righty. Good stuff. Good stuff. I got one more picture that I want to show. It's not, well, I guess technically it is a CNC project, but this is, I think I figured this stuff out. And now when I share screen, I'm not going to hit entire screen. Somehow StreamYard must have changed something. And when you, because I've always hit entire screen, but now that if I just hit window, we don't have that super delay and I don't get that little thing popping up here. So maybe I figured something out tonight. How about that?
New trick. Yeah, good.
All right, so I'm going to share this. This is, we gave this right here, the Super Bowl thing. This is what we did was it last? Yeah, it was last Saturday, wasn't it? And Dave Clemens was the winner of this, and he's already got it hanging up in his shop here. So looks really good there, Dave. I like it.
Sweet.
And I'm glad it made it in one piece. You know, anytime I ship something, I always just kind of hold my breath till the person gets it and says, yeah, it made it okay. But it's looks like it's looking pretty good there. So
yeah, it was a wild.
Glad you sent me that picture, Dave. That's good. All righty. I know we've got
questions there.
All right. Well, let me tell you what, before we're going to stay till we get all the questions answered. So don't anybody go anywhere. But I do have a question for our audience tonight, because I know I'm seeing some new names out there. I want to know how many people know about Makers Rock. If you don't know what Makers Rock is, say so in the chat.
I bet my buddy Matt Haas knows what Makers Rock is.
I'll bet Matt does too. And I'm going to let him tell you about it right now.
Makers Rock. That is the largest collaboration on YouTube. And if you have a YouTube channel and make stuff with your hands, this is the collab for you. We make album art, like the vinyl record album art. We use any material, using any technique, create a video of us making it, publish it on the same day, and every participant will cross-promote all of the other participants. Collabs are the best way to grow your channel because other people's audiences will see your stuff and vice versa. There's another twist. It's also a giveaway. And it's different because we give away the stuff that we create. You give away the artwork to someone in your audience. Giveaways are huge for promoting and growing your channel. Come along for the ride. There's a secret Facebook group where all the participants share behind the scenes. Makersrock.com is where you start. Join us. It'll be awesome.
All right. Matt does such a wonderful job at telling folks about Makers Rock. All right. I see some folks said they didn't know what it was. So now you know. If you're a maker, go check out makersrock.com and join in on the fun.
My favorite part's when Matt does this.
I know. He's
I don't know
awesome.
why, but when he does his hands like that at the beginning, it's my favorite part.
Yeah. All righty. Well, let's get, I'll tell you what, I'm going to do one more little thing, and I know y'all get tired of me plugging stuff, but I'm going to plug one more thing before we take the rest of these questions and, of course, do our drawing. And I'm going to take a minute to talk about, are you ready? The All-American Clothing Company. And I know what you're thinking. What are you doing, Dave? You talking about clothing company? Well, let me tell you, I have been wearing their blue jeans for years, and they are made right here in the good old USA, Arcanum, Ohio. A lot of folks, if you don't know where your clothes are made, especially blue jeans, check them out. I guarantee you, if you look up what I think are the three main brands that come to mind when I think of blue jeans is like Lee, Wrangler, and Levi's. None of those are made in the U.S. Don't believe me? Go check it out. Google it. But you can get these jeans. I've been wearing them for years. They're comfortable, and they're not just blue jeans. You can get all kinds of stuff at their online store. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because they contacted me and wanted to offer my viewers and subscribers, which is you good folks out there right now that are watching, an opportunity to win a $250 gift card. And all you have to do is, let me double check. I'm pretty sure I put the link. Nuts. I forgot to put it in there. But anyway, I'll put it in there. It's a, let's see, I probably got it somewhere. I'll put it in there before the end of the show. But it's you can go to my video that I did. I just did like a video right before came out yesterday, and it's about a minute long. But if you go to that video and look in the description, click on it, take it over, you sign up, and it's going to run for 4 weeks. And then they will do a random drawing on Monday, March the 20th, to determine a winner. But even if you aren't lucky enough to win the gift card, you should check out their clothes because, we need to quit buying all this stuff from places that don't like us. So I'm a big fan of them. The shirt I got on, I think probably everything I got on, with the exception of maybe my underwear, is from that store. So great company. Like I said, I've been wearing their stuff for years, and go check them out. It's the All American Clothing Company. I think I had a picture somewhere. Yeah, here it is, right here. Here's the logo.
Nice.
So go check them out and buy American.
I went onto their site after you posted that the other day, and I'm ordering the one shirt. It says "Not Made in China" on it.
I got one of the. In fact, I got a bunch of shirts today from them, and I got that very same shirt. It says "Not Made in China." It's got the American flag on the front. But it's all good quality. So a lot of people get turned off because I've been talking about this place for off and on for years with the coffee sessions. And, some people get turned off. They go, their stuff's too much. And I'm like, it's probably more than a crap made in China or Pakistan or Bangladesh or Mexico, all these places where clothes are made. But, it's like I saw something on Facebook the other day, and it was a thing that said, if you want to buy, let's see, how did it go? Something about if you want to buy stuff that's made in America.
I saw that.
I can't remember. Do you remember how it goes, Rob?
If you want America to make quality stuff, you have to buy quality stuff from America.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Like
yeah,
that.
if you
I paraphrased.
But that's true. I mean, we can't keep buying this stuff from overseas. Not when you can get it here. Yeah, it might be a few bucks more, but I mean, come on. I mean, I'm wearing a pair of their jeans now, and I've had them I don't know how many years. The quality's good. They last a long time. It's not like you're going to be buying them every week or month or something. But anyway, go check them out. Great company, great folks, and it's America, by gosh, All right, let's we'll get over here and let me see what kind of questions we got here. Man, a bunch of questions over here.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
All right. DT says, I can't seem to get my drawing to show within the boundary of my display, even after regenerating Mach 3. Not a newbie, but it's a newbie problem. Let me pull up Mach 3 over here. See if I can get this thing to work. Yeah, it's going to open up over here, but that's okay. I'll swing it over here. And it didn't get big. Let's see if I can find something to load in this thing. And I'll share my screen here in just a second. Okay, I think, let me get this comment out of the way here.
You know, our Swedish friend makes a good point. USA is the nearest inch, and the rest of the world is the nearest millimeter. And instead of 3 inches, being able to say it's 76.2 millimeters is definitely sounds more impressive.
He says, what, man? Oh. Man. All right. Here is my Mach 3. So I just loaded this program in, and you can see how mine's off up here. And I wish this stupid thing would get big. But it never wants to open that big on the first try for some reason. I think it's all to do with these newer operating systems. But anyway, if you regenerate the tool path, yeah, mine's not doing it either. I don't know. Let's see, who was that? DT. I have had that happen before. Now, of course, here I'm not connected to anything. This isn't a. Okay, well, I guess it's not going to line up until I do that. There it is. Now it's going to line up. So you just have to make sure that you have everything zeroed, I think. Reference your machine beforehand, and then make sure that you've got all your stuff set before you hit regenerate. And it should show you here a representation of what it actually is going to do when you run it, when you hit cycle start. So yeah, maybe just make sure you have things zeroed out, and then hit the regenerate toolpath. I guess I could have done it with this one. That shows it a little bit bigger right there. Okay, let's see what else we got here.
Hope that helps, DT.
Clyde has a question for Rob here. He says, do you have a sign bar to make your angle fixture for the puzzle parts?
I saw that question. I hate to show my ignorance. What is a sign bar?
Clyde is an old machinist, so I bet he knows the answer.
It's a machinist tool to measure angles, and they're very precise.
Okay. Well, obviously I don't have one. What I did.
If you did, you might know what it is, huh?
Yeah,
I was going to say
I know.
that
I
probably
think I understand what it is. I have a little electronic thing that measures angles, but I didn't use that for that. Originally, I had a 3D STL file of the right angle, imported that, and cut it from that. And I realized that wasn't perfect. Importing shapes into VCarve seems like it likes to get the height and stuff right, and it messes those angles. So I use that to project my shape onto that when I cut. But I actually used the what's it called? The tooling. Let's see. I'll open this up real quick. Sorry. Molding toolpath. I used the molding toolpath to set the exact angle. So I drew my angle, a shape, just my line, and used that to cut an exact 9 degrees or 4.5 degrees where I wanted, and then cut it with that. And that was perfect. So that's how I got the exact shape, the exact right way.
Okay.
If that makes any sense at all. But I thought importing the STL would be perfect, and it was off by a little bit, but that molding toolpath was perfect.
Okay. Let's see. We got a question from Kevin, and I don't know if I've seen that name before or not.
No, he's just been watching recently.
Okay, good. Welcome, Kevin. He says, I have oak and tried doing keyholes. I have an Amana 4565. Broke 2 already in just 18 projects. I'm set at 10 inches per minute feed, 5 inches per minute plunge. Have Onefinity CNC Makita router set at 4. Okay. I'm going to assume, since you say you're doing keyholes, that you have a keyhole bit.
Yeah, I think that's what that Armana is.
And the keyhole bit, you need to make sure that, keyholes are really simple. You think about it, you've got a bit, you plunge, you move forward, then you come back and you come back up. So if you write the lines of code, it's only like 4 lines of code. It's really a pretty simple thing. But the keyhole bit, if you're trying to move, you may not be, there's something not right. Maybe you're not going far enough. Or maybe you're going too far down and you're not catching the cutter part of the shaft. I don't know. I'd have to see what it is, but you don't have to go very deep. And like I said, because you've got the fat part, the cutter that's going to cut the round part of the hole, and then you got the other part that's going to cut the slot. But it's not. Most of them aren't very tall, so I'm guessing maybe you might be plunging it too far in. Anybody else, Rob? You got experience with those, or?
I use them often. Like you said, it's a simple G code to make yourself, but I, of course, had to make it tough. So instead of going straight down, I set mine to spiral down, so it cleaned out the bits a little bit more, and then I just go straight over and back. But if I was having problems, I might go a little further, and keep kind of like a pecking in that. But I think you nailed it. If you go too deep, you're missing the cutter, and you're just forcing that bit against raw wood. So without knowing his exact situation, that's my guess.
Yeah. Okay.
If you had to, you could get a 1/4-inch end mill, cut the path, then do that afterwards. But you don't do a bit change for keyhole. But
yeah. But you do have to go pretty slow. I do do the plunge and the movement really slow, but you just got to make sure you get the right depth so that you're not going past the cutter length on the shaft part.
Yeah,
that will snap them off pretty quick if you do that.
Dave,
he says it's breaking when it's pushing the slot. So that's
all right. Alan's got a yeah.
Here's a sign bar. It tilts, and you put different spacers under it that are calibrated to, and so it gets you the angle that you're after. And Cody was talking to it a minute ago, but this is a 5-inch sign bar, and there's a box of calibrated spacers that go with it to make it work properly. But I've never thought about using one in woodworking. It's mostly for machinist work, metal.
Okay.
I pretend to be an engineer. I don't. I start talking hundredths, and people who engineers expect to hear thousands, and I get people mad at me by saying tenths and hundredths instead of thousands. And that's probably the meanest YouTube condom that's ever had.
I wonder if the speed the bits turning could be.
Yeah, it could
be. I wonder if
the
speed of the bit could be too slow.
Yeah. The speed of the bit could be too slow, or the too fast trying to push it through, or like we said, if you're going and it's not hitting all of that cutter.
Maybe pause it, like when it does its plunge and it starts to move. Pause it right there so you can verify that it's that it is still hitting the cutting portion of it. before you keep going. I guess maybe that would help.
Okay. Dwayne has a question for Alan here. He says, Alan, how clean does the metal have to be?
The fiber laser is actually, they sell them to clean metal. They sell one that's handheld, and it sets the focal length on the laser, and you hold it on rusty steel, and it'll burn the rust off. And so I've not, I usually wipe the metal down, and I've not stuck any rusty stuff in there. Everything, so I really don't know is the answer. I suspected just burn it off. It may affect the uniformity of the marking, or if you were trying to etch, or it might affect that. But I really don't know. I've not used any nasty stuff on there. I probably wouldn't.
Well, it sounds like you got some video series to do.
Okay. Yeah. JR says, not going to lie, just developed a crush on lasers. They are a lot of fun. Keith wants to know what name brand is the MOPA laser.
The one I have is made by a company called SFX, and I pulled it up a minute ago, and I'll drop a link in the chat here. There's an Amazon link. I bought this one because I was assured that I could get it out of U.S. stock, and so I just stuck the link in there.
And if anybody's not familiar with Alan, he does his homework.
That he does. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Henry's got a question for, I guess it'd be a question. Oh, it's for Cody. So, have any bits that work in a Dremel? I guess, well, I'll let Cody answer that, but I would think they won't fit in a Dremel unless, because everything,
eighth inch.
Unless you got an 1/8 inch collet for a Dremel. I don't know. I have a Dremel, but I don't think they might be an 1/8 inch. I don't know. I don't really even know what it is.
Dremel's 1/8 inch. Yeah.
Is it? Okay. Well, yeah, I guess the small ones then you could use in it. JR says, Alan, are you fishing, catching, or does it actually matter?
Well, fishing is a good endeavor, and sometimes you catch, and so it really doesn't matter.
Yeah. Good answer. All right. I think we've handled all the questions here, and we've been going at it here an hour and 24 minutes or something. So I expect some folks are probably wishing we'd shut up and spin the wheel or whatever that thing is we do. So let me.
If we didn't get to your photos and all that, we'll look at them on the next one.
Yeah, like I said, I've looked for some of the folks that said they sent them to me, and I hadn't got them. So at least up until the time I said that. So. Let's see. All right, I've got the thing. I'm going to test something here real quick because I need to learn this stuff. So I'm going to do it here. I'm going to screen share, and I'm going to go back to the old way and see if we get a delay. And if we do, and I'm not going to leave it that way, but I want to test this to see if I select entire screen. See how long it takes.
That was fast.
It did buffer just a minute though. All right, so I'm going to stop it again, and now I'm going to come back and do it the other way, where I do just the window and watch. And it still buffered a second.
Oh, look, it's Inception.
Oh, no wonder it buffered. I selected the wrong screen.
Woo.
All right, let's do that again, Dave, you knucklehead. There we go. Now we got the right one. Boom. Let's see, is it over there?
There it is.
Still buffering just a second. Okay. But I'm not getting that error up here, which is good. All right. So we're going to draw for let's show it again here. Where'd it go? Here we go.
Downtown Jen.
A 1/8 inch downtown Jenny. So that's the one we're working on tonight. So good luck to everybody. And here we go. Looky there.
Hey,
He said he was going to hang around because he needed one of those, and by golly, there we go. Couldn't
Said
have
he
planned
needed
it
that
better,
one.
Gary. Congratulations. That's
funny.
Jerry
Good
Brown
job,
from Polly
Jerry.
Wants a Crafter. So congratulations. That is pretty cool.
All right,
Cool.
that's your one for this year.
Yeah. All right. So congrats on that. And I guess we'll wrap this one up. I've plugged everything I was going to plug, I think. And
Except for laser distractions.
well, yeah, I don't plug that much, but in case anybody wants to know about what laser distractions is, it is kind of some special content. It's a live stream I do on Wednesday evenings at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. It's for some special content I do for channel members. So if you're a channel member, you get to watch that content. But also on the first Wednesday of every month, I open it up to everybody. So if anybody wants to come check it out, see what we do. And I can tell you, it's nothing fancy. It's me live streaming from my shop out there where my laser is. And we're just pilling around trying stuff. This past Wednesday, we were playing around with scratch paper with a CO2 laser. And I've been working on that some more, trying to dial in the settings a little bit. So we just doing different things. You can ask questions. I might know how to answer them. I might not, but somebody else in the chat probably will if I don't know. But anyway, it's a lot of fun. So if anybody wants to come join us on that, like I said, first Wednesday of every month is for everybody, and then the other Wednesdays are just for channel members. But you
All
can
the
always
cool kids
join.
are there.
Yeah, all the cool kids are there for sure.
And
So, but anyway, speaking of channel members, I do want to thank all of the folks. Let me just go ahead and start this because I know I can still talk over it. I want to thank the people that have joined the channel. I appreciate it. Your little bit you support me with every month helps me to buy the materials and stuff and to keep stay motivated to do these live streams. So I do appreciate you guys a ton. So thank y'all for becoming channel members. All right, we've plugged everything. We've answered all of the questions. I don't think there's any more.
I saw in the chat the Henry Scroll Saw Works 69. I saw that he was trying to email you stuff, but it kept on coming back as invalid. So Henry, check out. Keep an eye on Dave's Facebook and all that stuff. He'll put the email address and all that in there to send it over.
Yeah, I think maybe not. I have so many different. No, I guess I don't have one. I can create one real quick. I have so many different live streams and stuff I do that I think I've got it on one thing and I don't. It is Dave Gatton at hotmail.com. Anybody wants to send pictures, and you don't have to just wait for me to say, hey, send me your pictures. You can send me pictures anytime. And if I don't have enough to show, I like to do when we do these show and tell shows, I like to have enough to go a while. So I might not, if you send them to me tomorrow, I might not show them next week because, in fact, I'm going to have a special guest next week. But I'll get around to doing a show and tell, and I save them, in a folder, and then when I get enough, then we do a show and tell show. So they will be seen. All right. Well, I guess we're going to get out of here. Thanks, everybody, for joining me tonight. We've had a really good crowd here tonight. So I appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Thanks, Rob, for coming on tonight. Good to see you again. Can't wait to see your next drum video. Is that going to be due out soon or no?
No, it's going to be a while. I'll probably do some other little videos, not drum. Because, like I said, I got a puzzle drum I'm going to build for a customer. So those take a long time. And I already did a video on that. So it'll be.
Yeah. Well, I saw on Facebook, I think you said something about it's so similar to the other one that, and plus if it's for a customer, you'll be able to get it done a lot quicker if you're not having to mess around with camera angles and all that stuff. So
he's not in any rush, but and like I said, I got those couple badges I'm doing today or this weekend, and
well, make sure you send us pictures of stuff when you get it done. We'll show them off on here. Alan, thank you for joining us tonight. I really appreciate you coming on and doing all that splaining of the knife stuff. That was very interesting, and I think a lot of folks enjoyed that, and probably have the MOPA fever now. I know I do. So, and thank you, Paul, and thank you, Ryan, for hanging out here with us. We're going to get out of here, and I guess we'll see y'all next week. Like I said, I got a special guest next week. You won't want to miss it. I guarantee.
Thank you, Cody.
So you won't want to miss it. All righty. Let's see if I can hit the right button and get us out of here without a total cluster. Good night, everybody.